guys, Sandy here, and welcome to another episode of Follow a Sketch Friday. This is also going up on the Crafty Maven for Sketch It. So I have one photo here, and I have this sketch made by Laura Whitaker, and I have no idea what I'm going to use because my August kit I have killed. I have obliterated it, and even the stuff I brought in to supplement has been killed. So I gotta dig through my stash and find some stuff. Let's see what I can do. Well, I decided to go with some Vicki Boutin stuff. So this is the Color Kaleidoscope collection. And let me just tell you, I absolutely love this collection. So when I first noticed Vicki Boutin, I think the first collection I really noticed was Field Notes. And there were some things in there that I really liked, but I was like, man, this girl has way too many butterflies in her life, like way too many butterflies. And then I met her at Creativation, and she loves the butterflies, like loves them. And I say more power to her. Go for it if that's what you love. Scrapbook with what you love, people. Like, that's what I can't stress to you guys enough. Scrapbook with what you love. Because if you're scrapbooking with stuff that you're like, like, where's the joy in that? And I think that that is why I've had such an amazing month so far with scrapbooking. I mean, I have a monster pile of layouts. I'm probably going to hit 75 layouts just this month. And it's because I am loving the stuff that I'm using. I'm not forcing myself to use some stuff that I'm like, yeah, it's all right. No, I'm using the stuff that I love. So, man, is my creativity flowing. And I am running my mouth and not telling you what I'm doing. So, this is what I'm doing. I have those Vicki Boutin papers. I love the 6x8 paper pad. Like, I just think a 6x8 paper pad is the perfect size. I love it so much more than the 6x6s. It gives me a full sheet of paper if I want to mat something with that smaller pattern. Otherwise, I was always trimming my photos down. Now, for this one, with kind of that color burst paper there, I put Roz right in the center of it, and I figured that that just like gave her the extra emphasis. If you've ever seen any of the Monsters Inc. movies, you know her kind of personality, and sometimes I really relate to that. So I wanted to like, boom, pow you that bit of her through that. So I also have some other papers that I've used. Also from the 6x8 paper pad, or also scraps that I had in my stash. I threw a big old doily in there, and what am I doing? I'm digging into my wood veneer. So my wood veneer all lives in this one case, and there have been things in my stash where I'm like, okay, once I fill up this thing that I'm holding it in, then I won't buy any more, and I'll have to use it before I buy more. Well, that did not work for some things, and that did not work for letter stickers, and that did not work for 6x6 paper pads. I have grown, but wood veneer, I'm following it pretty good, you guys, and I've even got some cork stuff in here. So that makes me pretty happy. And I guess the thing is that I have compared to other people, I might not, but I feel like I have so much wood veneer that I've got ample choices. And that's what I like to have. I like to have ample amount of choices. Like, more power to the people that can scrapbook out of a 12x12 iris box, and that's all their supplies that they have, and they only keep it in that box. That would just feel so stifling to me. I like to have the choices. Now, I don't like to have, so many ridiculous choices that I can never choose. So I'm happy with, like, the amount of stash I'm keeping right now. There are things that I will not replenish as heavily. Like, I won't be replenishing my colored cardstock as heavily as I used to, because I just don't use it that much anymore. But there are things that I will still replenish just as heavily, like stickers, and I haven't been buying mists and stuff because I have a good collection of them, multiple colors, different brands, different styles. And like, I've got enough, and I'll be picky and choosy if I have to replace anything. So that's kind of what makes me happy, is I build up this base, and then I've got that base, and then as things move on, like, I can be picky and choosy about the stuff that I need to replace within it. So anyway, I just decided to share that little bit of knowledge about my stash while I was looking for things to really embellish this page. And there's a lot of fun things that I have in this little container. These are just like little embellishments that they just kind of live in here. It's just kind of a mixture of stuff, but I kind of know what's in there. And some of those things, like that second container down on the left that has, you can see it says embrace or love always or yours always or stuff like that. That's from Little Davis Designs, and that stuff is old, and I mean old. And there was a scrapbooking store back in Maryland that had closed, that was closing down, and I went in there, and that's probably where when my stash started to really get into like a stash. She was closing down, and stuff was on ridiculous cheap prices. Like, she was 90% off of stuff. And she started that way, so the good stuff was still 90% off. And I just went in there, and I went crazy, and had myself a grand old time. That was back in the heyday of scrapbooking, and she kind of closed down her business early, but she was moving into beads. So she lost her passion for it and had passion for something else. So, I mean, like, good for her. It was good for us who lived around there and was able to take advantage of that. But, you know, it's still, when I think about it, it's still sad. All my scrapbooking stores back in Maryland have just closed down. And the one that I want to really get to out here in California, I just haven't gone to yet. It's going to take a little bit of a hike to get there. But I haven't. So I need to make that happen. All right, so I am layering up some wood veneer pieces. I've got some acrylic pieces. I'm just trying to just add a little bit of fun to the layout, because I really like the way my papers look. I really like the way it looks good to me. It looks embellished. There's not a whole lot that really needs to happen more to this layout. Obviously, I need to add some sort of title. I need to add something. Now, this is a coffee paper, and just a little hint. So who in the world knows when I'm ever going to do a coffee layout? I do drink coffee. I'm not like an avid coffee drinker. It's not like, oh, I gotta have my coffee type person. But that little blue color in between the coffee cups was perfect. So I just cut out a little bit of it and backed the acrylic camera right there, so you really wouldn't see through it. You wouldn't see those lines through the heart in the camera. So I put that 6x6 paper back, because who knows, maybe I'll need to cut out little more pieces of blue, or maybe one day I will actually have a coffee layout and use it. Now, I wanted to have these sunglasses up here, not because they're like sunglasses, but because they really remind me of Roz's glasses. And even those, hers are more like the word is escaping me. Like that style of glasses that go out into the point. Seriously, guys, blanking on it. It still reminded me enough of it that I thought it was appropriate. And plus, you know, I have the embellishment. I love it. I think it's adorable, and I want to use it. So here I am just tucking this tag into this wood banner. So it's one of those banners that you can tell like go around something like that, and I just really wanted it to go around something. So I chose the tag. And then I thought, oh, maybe I will bring in another tag. Nope, not going to do it. The tag was huge, okay? Like it was dwarfing the other tag. So I decided to bring in another large tag. But in my defense, guys, the other tag was just one big, huge expanse of white. And this one does have other stuff on it besides white. So I'm just figuring that out. And then I realized that this twine that was in this tag was a little bit long. So I decided to cut it in half and use it on both tags, and I'm totally fine with the tag strings being short. Sometimes I want long tag strings, sometimes I want short tag strings. With this layout, I was perfectly okay with the tag strings being short. So there we go. Adding a little bit more adhesive just to keep that tag down. It is a burlap tag, so it's a fabric-y tag, so it does want to kind of revolt against being tucked into that wood veneer piece. See, it's revolting right now. So now I am just going to add some more adhesive to it and make sure I'm like, come on, lay down there and stick. Be a good little tag and stick. There we go. Add more adhesive. When in doubt, add more adhesive. And I'm like, do I need it here? Do I need it there? Yep, you sure do, Sandy. Put that adhesive down. Okay, so now I'm like, yep, the wood veneer is going to happen. And I chose that particular wood veneer because it does have kind of the mimicking starburst. So it is just a diagonal, but it kind of mimics the whole starburst thing I have going down there around Roz. So this is just an acrylic gray heart, or that's a heart, Sandy. Come on, that is not a heart. That is an arrow. Now I have these little label stickers. I got them from Michael's. Can't tell you what they are, where they came from, other than I bought them at Michael's. So I just added it in there to give it a little pop of color, a little extra pattern. One of my favorite things is to mix patterns. So anytime I can just add in just a little bit of extra pattern in there, it's a beautiful thing. Now I decided to nestle that arrow right in the tag just because it looked like it was a perfect place to put it. So here is a flare, and I believe these came from Pretty Little Studio. They're kind of like cross-hatched hearts on that flare. Added more adhesive because more adhesive is good. A lot of the times I just use enough adhesive to get my stuff stuck down to the page, and then I go back, and it's not always on camera where I add more adhesive because I am usually a top-down scrapper where I have the top layer and I add the layers underneath of it. So there you go. Now that little white label there with the pink, I wasn't feeling it. So I have this Mickey head that came off of some Disney thing that I purchased, and I just threw it in my stash and decided to go ahead and layer it up right there over top of that label. I didn't remove the label. You guys might be thinking, holy crap, Sandy, what are you doing? You didn't remove a label. You can use that on another layout. But honestly, guys, I've got so many labels in my stash that one little guy is not going to ruin me, I promise. So now I'm adding in some of these orange stars, just sprinkling about the page. This is one of the things that was still left in my August Kit. So, and actually, there's only a few left there. So, gonna go ahead, get those down, and then I'm liking this layout a lot, guys. Like, I know it's a little busy, but I like it. Sometimes the busy layouts are the funnest ones. And really, when it comes to Disney, for some reason, like, I am okay with loud, busy, strong layouts. I am super okay with lots of glitter, super okay with lots of sparkle, super okay with just lots. Like, more is more for Disney layouts for me usually. That's not to say sometimes some of them are very simple. There's been a couple layouts recently that I've done that are very simple as well as Disney, but Disney pages, I feel there's something just inherently fun about Disney. Like, it's my happy and my little heart place. So doing that extra bit of stuff, like, it just makes me happy. And that's what it's all about, like creating the pages that you're happy with, creating pages you love, creating pages that you want to share the memories with. And I will be like, okay, come check out my layouts. It was funny because the other day my husband said, you know, I really like to just sit and go through the scrapbooks one day. I have a lot of scrapbooks, so it's not just like you pick up a scrapbook. Like, I have a lot of scrapbooks, and we like to start at the beginning. So when I started scrapbooking our relationship back in 1998 is when we met and got married. So ever since then, we look at them chronologically. I also have rando albums that just have extra stuff in them about each of us or our family that don't really fit in the chronological stuff. But we look at those a lot less than we look at the chronological ones. We like the story of our family. We like seeing the story of our family. We like our family like evolving. So that's just more stuff. I'm just letting you guys know, in case you probably shared with you more about my scrapbooks than anyone ever really wanted to know. So I just used some of that Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to really adhere the stuff down. It's the only liquid glue that I've stuck with. Stuck, look at me. The only one that I've really stuck with. I've tried multiple liquid glues, loved them for a moment, but this one's really stuck. So I have Always Watching up here at the top, and then I just put her name on that banner. And then that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also ring that bell for notifications. Leave a comment down below if you would like to chat, and I will see you guys again really soon for another video.